Welcome back to Lowell Park. Cotuit's home for the first time since last Saturday. A rain-out Monday has led to a long break for the Kettleers, but they're finally back in action at home today against the Wareham Gatemen, who beat them in the playoffs last season en route to their 8th league title. Cotuit's coming off a doubleheader on Sunday at YD. It was one to forget for the Kettleers. Ben Gainsboro was there. Here's what he had to say about it.
As you were saying, Josh, it was definitely one to forget for the Kettleers. They came into the game hot. They had won 3 straight, and they left that day. They left Sunday, Father's Day, with a loss and a tie. The first game was definitely one to forget, 7-2. The Kettleers were never really in that game. The second game, they were down 7-4, entering the final inning of that game, and it was an abbreviated 7-inning game instead of a 9-inning game. And they were trailing 7-4. And then in the top of the 7th, the Bats finally woke up. They scored 5 in that inning. Looked like the Kettleers were going to get a win there. And then they let the game slip away late with an error by Nick Gonzalez. And YD tied the game at 9-9, and that's how it ended. I caught up with Coach Roberts after the game, and here's that. Coach, your team had an absolute roller coaster of a 7th inning in this one. Had the great offensive approach in the top half, let in a few in the bottom half, let them tie the game. What do you preach? What do you say to your guys after an inning like that and a finish to the game like that?
Well, what we talked about was, I'm really glad that, certainly we scored 5 runs in the 7th inning. Again, it's a lot of new people. You're trying to coordinate it. And when you look at it, I'm thankful that they play hard right now, and we'll still work on how do we become a better team as far as continuity is concerned, and the best player at each position. Today I just tried to get a lot of guys playing time. And after the first week, I rarely look at the record because we play 44 games. Let's add it up when it's over. But I think every year up here, if we were 4-2-1 at the end of the first week, I'd be thankful. I'd be happy. Yeah, because it's just a lot of new people and a lot of permanent guys, a lot of temporary guys. And, and we've already had 2 arm injuries, 2 pitching arm injuries already, both California guys, which I hate that very much, and Richardson and Troy. So, but we'll get better. And we have a lot of talent. What I'm going to keep harping into them, okay, we have a lot of talent, okay, but we got to be polished for that talent to come out. So I'm happy leaving here today, and we've had a good week, and now we're looking forward to 7 games in 6 days and see how we improve this week.
You talked about the new guys. You had Matt come in today. You obviously had Joe come in. You had Parker earlier this week. How have those guys acclimated? I mean, it was such a quick turnaround for Matt. He comes in late last night, and he's hitting third in game 2. So how have they acclimated to that change?
Well, I really don't ask them. I just think if you can play, you can play. If you're here, you're ready to, you go in the lineup and you play.
Yep.
And I don't think at this point, I think Sullivan is the only freshman that we have on the club.
Yep.
I think that's right. I may miss somebody, but I think Sullivan's the only freshman. All the other guys have been in college 2 or 3 years. They're mature enough to just crank it up and let's play.
Yep. And
that's what you have to do. I think good baseball players can play on Christmas Day after they've opened their presents, put their uniform on, let's go play.
All right, Ben, Coach Roberts, thanks so much. Back here at Lowell Park. Meanwhile, for Wareham, they're also coming off a loss. They played Falmouth on Monday. They were able to get their game in. They fell 8-5 to the Commodores. They were also up in that game, but gave up a run in the 6th and a grand slam in the 7th to blow that game. They ended up losing 8-5 final score to drop their record to 4-2-1. Same as the Kettleers, both tied atop the Western Division, and the winner of this afternoon's game will take an early lead in the Western Division standings. Wareham has also been prolific with the bats this season. They actually lead the league in hits. They have 8 more than the second most team, which is Cotuit. And they have gotten their hits in a completely different manner. Cotuit leads the league with 10 home runs, but Wareham has only hit 1. Cotuit has hit as many home runs as all the other teams in the division combined. So Wareham's definitely more of a team that puts the ball in play, gets the ball in motion, and keeps guys moving on the base paths. Chad Stevens, a junior from Portland, leads the league with his average at 400, and Darren Baker, a junior from UC Berkeley, has the most hits in the league. The expected starter tonight is Aaron Davenport for Wareham. He's a sophomore out of Hawaii. He's made 1 appearance. It was against Orleans. Last Friday, he went 3 innings, gave up 1 run, but did get 5 strikeouts in those 3 innings. So he's definitely a swing and a miss type guy. That's all me and Ben have. Ben, thanks so much. For now, we'll send it upstairs to Sam and Aram, who will have their thoughts before this afternoon's game.